Hi, I'm Ulrich Link from Coffee Clever, because life is too short to drink bad coffee. Today we're going to make some awesome coffee. So one way to do the pour over method also is with a Melita. Very elegant, simple device. Basically just a cup with a hole in it. This is a Melita filter, kind of shaped to fit that. We do our pour over method, which I'll show you in just a moment. Coffee goes in there, drips down into your mug. Gravity is an amazing thing. Close that, and you are off to work with your morning coffee. So today we will be using the gorgeous Chemex, an amazing device. Again, elegant and simple. Chemex has its own filter design. Piece of paper, folded into 4 squares, imagine that. These are supposed to not taste like paper. This one might, supposedly. So we'll use this sort of natural version, and we just basically take a corner of the 4 folds, go like this. The fat part goes toward the pouring spout, single sheet in the back. You hold the Chemex. We have 16 ounces of spring water today. We're going to make a nice big serving, 16-ounce serving, which would fit in that mug, or 2 cups if you're sharing with someone. Pour that into our kettle. This is one of those nice strong kettles that will bring this water to temperature in about a minute. So while it's heating, we're going to grind our beans. And today our coffee is from my good friend Paul, Thanksgiving Coffee in beautiful Fort Bragg, California. This, by the way, from Temple Coffee, is a airtight, preventing oxygen from getting to coffee. Airtight canister. Works beautifully to preserve those beans. Voila! Thanksgiving coffee. This is a Guatemala, kind of a medium roast. And for our 16 ounces of coffee, we want about a half a cup of beans. This is a half cup measuring. So for our 16 ounces of coffee, we are using about a half cup of beans. This is a stainless steel measuring cup, half cup. But we're going to end up, I can also measure like weight, with about 30 grams of beans, slightly more. These lovely Guatemalan beans. That's a bean for the cat right there. Now, I'm going to grind these guys, and I have a little trick I do with my grinder, but first let me show you what this is. This is a Cuisinart. That's the brand. It's a basic $50 grinder. It works beautifully. You can pay a lot more for these. But to make good coffee, as I've told you in my blog, you have to have a burr grinder. You cannot use a blade grinder, high-speed grinder. I like my handle. Lid. Original lid. My lid. I have 2 ends. One for the dirty grounds that I can just leave in there because we're not drinking those. So I'm going to take about 4 or 5 beans from there and just grind them through here. Clean out the residue of the beans that were in there. Move that down to basically some fresh beans now running through into the bin. Take out the crud and put it in the clean bin. And all of our beans there. And we're going to grind this not at a fine setting, but about medium fine to get the correct brew time. However fine the grind is, or coarse, it affects the time of the brew as the water flows through the grounds. We'll start the kettle. It's going to take about a minute to get that up to temperature. I can smell it. I don't want this to boil. Boiled water tastes flat. I'm going to get it up to the correct temperature before it reaches boil. Beans ground. Water temperature. Lovely. Beans are going in here. We want water temperature somewhere between 195 degrees Fahrenheit or 205 degrees In between there's a range that does affect the flavor of the coffee. We don't ever want it cooler than that or hotter than that. Hotter would be scalding the coffee, cooler does other things. But experiment with that. Today we're going to use about 200 degrees. Just about 200 on the nose. And you pour just about twice as much water as there is grounds in here. Let's get that away for a moment. Come up here in a spiral pattern, nice string of water, a stream going through the grounds. 30 seconds to have the coffee bloom. Can we bring the camera over and look down into the bloom zone? Oxide gas is rising out of the coffee because these are nice fresh beans, and that's what's supposed to happen. We let it bloom, about 30 seconds there, and then we do it again. Notice I haven't stirred it. About another third of that total amount of water again in a spiral pattern across the top. And let it bloom. Another 30 seconds or 40 seconds or so. And now the final pour. Just to show you a little close up. There we go. That's all of our water. In that 30 grams of beans, that half cup of beans. Isn't that lovely? And it will go through there in about 3 or 4 minutes. The total brew time we want. It's going to be under 4 minutes. Here is Lexi, my granddaughter, who loves coffee, but we give her children's coffee in Germany. She likes that too. This is Kirsten. Kirsten, do you like coffee? This is another granddaughter. I have many. This is Kirsten. Do you like coffee? Do you like children's coffee? Sure? You want to make some? Take some in some bags or whatever. Psychotic Amazon woman.
This is good.